Good morning everyone, and what a good morning it is because today we're gonna actually get this video done. Yesterday I had a day off and I ended up filming like all day and I can't use any of the footage. I'll show you some of it, but it's pretty bad. And if you're still struggling, wow, stop moving. And if you're still struggling with coming up with I'm struggling. Write on paper as your future you. I think I'm saying the same thing 75 different ways. This video is a bust. See? How uncomfortable was that? I was definitely a little bit disappointed because I was really excited about those videos and about using the day to get everything done, but that's just the way it goes. So today I'm sharing 6 books that have changed my life, and I think they've definitely helped me reevaluate what my actual potential is. If you do not know who I am, my name is Sarah Carter, and I am making videos on self-development, personal growth, and financial education, as well as just general education. I think we should always be learning, always be growing, and this is kind of documenting my own journey while I offer you some of the lessons I have already learned. You can follow me down below on Instagram or Pinterest. I don't post all that often, but if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and click subscribe if you want to be around for the next one. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So book number 1 is possibly not the most expected, but actually it will be because it's about money, and that's what we like to talk about here. The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. In this book, he talks about some important life and money lessons, but it is told in a story format. I will probably be reading this book to my children as their bedtime story. I'm not even kidding. I just want them to have this idea from the get-go that you follow the 5 laws of gold, which include basically how to save and invest and be wise with your money and respect money, because not a lot of people respect money. How often do you pick up a $20 bill and you go, thanks for coming into my life? Probably not. Start doing that, things will change. I think the most important law though that he talks about is that gold or money will come to those who save minimum 10% of everything they earn. I'm a huge advocate for this. Even when I was in college, I was still saving 10% at least of my income, even though I had student loans and credit cards and all of that. My theory is that I will always have to pay bills. That's always gonna be a thing. But I can't always start saving early. So start that now and I will be able to pay off those bills eventually, even if it just means pulling the interest or dividends or something from my savings. But this book really was great in reconfirming that aspect for me, and it also kind of gave me a little nudge because I think before that I was only paying 5% of my income to myself. And then with this book I bumped it up to 10, and now I am up to way more. Book number 2 is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. This book, I actually won it in a giveaway about 4 or 5 years ago, and it came into my life at the perfect time. It changed my entire perspective on myself and how I viewed my past and my future, I guess, as well. And if you're ready to be honest with yourself on how you think, speak, and act, this is definitely a book for you. I think everyone should read this just in general. I think it would definitely be on my top list of things people should read before they finish high school, because it does talk about how the truths we make for ourselves of I'm not good enough, or maybe it's I'm broke. That's a really common one. And yes, we're sticking with the theme of money. People tell themselves that I'm broke, I can't afford that, and blah, blah, blah. And then they're shocked when they can't, or they're stressed out when they can't. But what is your new truth? Say you can manage money well, you can earn big streams of income, etc., etc. The one that this actually helped me with is singing. I used to sing a lot as a kid, but when it was just me to get up and sing, like karaoke, I had 2 songs I'd sing just because I knew I could hit them perfectly. I hate being imperfect, which is why these videos are so tough for me to even film and then edit and then tell people about. Every fear. The 4 agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. If you think about it, are you doing that? Not likely. I started to read each chapter really diligently and expand on each idea. Something as simple as the be impeccable with your word. Say what you mean and only mean what you say. Don't just start gossiping or saying things you don't actually agree with. That changed my life a lot. and it made me into a bit of a quieter person because I think up to that point I was really good at telling people what they wanted to hear. But check out this book, make these agreements with yourself, and you will be on your way to meeting your full potential. Absolutely. To reach your full potential in relationships, I bring you book number 3, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. This is a must read. The idea is that everyone gives and receives love in different languages. There's 5, if you just heard the title. The idea is that everyone gives and receives love in a different language, and you've got a secondary, primary languages. Since the most important keys to a good relationship are trust and communication, it's important that you can at least contribute to this person's love language and filling them up and making them feel loved in their way, not just yours. The 5 love languages are words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, acts of service, and physical touch. For me, quality time is absolutely my number 1, followed by a close second of acts of service and words of affirmation. And then for physical touch, my job is literally touching people all day. So I get home and I'm like, no thank you. Read this book if you really want to reach full, amazing potential in your relationships. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, unless you despise me, and then give it a thumbs down. Thanks for stopping by. Number 4, The Way of the Peaceful Warrior. This book is by Dan Millman, and it became a bestseller just based on word of mouth. It's a story about a college athlete, world champion, who thinks that, well, I'm physically strong and everything should be going great, but something was missing in his life. So he kind of goes on this journey and meets a few people that help him discover his inner strength and mental strength. It's really the idea that if you're in tune with yourself, you can do a lot more with your inner strength than you think you can physically. To be honest, this book gets a little weird at the end. I think it kind of lost me, but I'm gonna reread it and see what I think now. It does have some amazing truths, and it will help you find the purpose and meaning of your life. Definitely a potential reaching book. In Real Life Warriors, I offer you my hero, David Goggins. Wow, this guy talks about potential till he is blue in the face. His story is like a real live action version of the Millman book. David Goggins went on this incredible journey. His childhood was ridiculous and he's had every struggle you could have in the book, but he went on to become an amazingly accomplished soldier and Navy SEAL. Now he's an elite runner. He used to have a stutter and now his career is essentially motivational speaking. As for the book, the physical copy is great. However, the audiobook is fantastic. He kind of sits down with his ghostwriter or friend, and the other person reads the book, but then they both kind of commentary on it. So it's sort of like a podcast, interview, and audiobook in one. Highly, highly recommend. Goggins really just wants you to be honest with yourself and create some self-discipline. He acknowledges that it's not just about physical strength and being the best physically, but it is a lot about mental strength. You're gonna have to go back through your childhood traumas and all your insecurities and every little thing that you maybe have shoved past. It's gonna have to come back up. You've gotta face your demons before you can really reach your full potential. So if you wanna talk about potential, this is definitely a book I recommend to read or listen to ASAP. Finally, my very last book for you today is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Singh. Yes, another money book. I love my money books. You can't really see my bookshelf right now, but I do have a lot of them up there. I really like Ramit's theory on money. He kind of, I think he says get rid of your budget, but he really does have a budget. It's just, he's not calling it that, so that's okay. Let him be with that. He and his wife are very successful and they choose to rent because he'd rather be traveling. So that's their rich life. He feels rich when he is traveling and doing 5-star everything. Him and his wife travel to the best hotels, they eat the best food, and it's pretty inspiring and really, really great food for thought. It made me think, what do I actually value for my own rich life? Because I don't really care that much about latest trends. So my clothing, I don't go shopping all that much, and that's not a big deal for me because I realize that's not how I want to spend my money. But I have my own goals and dreams that in my world would be the epitome of being a rich life. He pushes in that you need to design your own life. In one of his examples, he has a client or a friend or something who he hates cooking, and he spends almost $25,000 on food just to eat out a year. One person. This guy is making his money, he's on his salary or whatever, but he saves first, he pays bills, and then invests, and whatever is left is left. He lives in a very small apartment. He's obviously not spending on a lot of groceries. He hates travel, so he doesn't spend anything on flights or trips or anything like that. It's just going towards his food because the convenience is worth it for him. And that's his rich life. To me, actually, yeah, that'd be kind of cool because I really love fast food. But that is not for everyone. So yeah, this book is very thought-provoking, and I believe that this book will help you reach your money potential, but not only that, it will also change the way you think about money and the value of money. So those are the 6 books that I'm recommending today to start your year off if you're hoping to read something that will help you reach your full potential in a few areas of your life. Top ones I would definitely recommend, I think everyone should read them, would be The 4 Agreements, 5 Love Languages, and I'm torn between The Richest Man in Babylon and Can't Hurt Me. You know what? Just ignore it. They're all great, or I wouldn't have recommended them. And I only recommend good books because I've read my fair share of books and not all of them are good. That is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video and you want more, please click subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. Everyone's talking about the algorithm. Please do that. It's the easiest thing and the best way to let me know that you are enjoying the videos. My name is Sarah Carter, and if you would like to follow me a little more on my day-to-day, you can follow me down below on Instagram and Pinterest. Don't forget to leave me a comment down below telling me what book you think I should read next. I really enjoy reading. I'm at the library all the time. I like fiction, nonfiction, everything, but not horror. Stephen King is not my jam at all. Romance novels, on the other hand, I can get behind that. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. So today I'm going to show 6 books. I keep saying 5, but today I'm going to show 5. Oh my god. At least improved my potential. What am I trying to say? But he went on to become a very highly accomplished. But he went to be on